Yes people, hope you're well out there. Today's video is going to be on the B6 as you get it stock standard out of the box. No upgrades whatsoever at all. So this is what the video is about. So if you don't want to watch the rest of it, because it is just purely about the bike as you get it, I appreciate you watching so far. Maybe I'll see you on the next one. Right, let's get on with this video. So, you like the look of this bike. You haven't bought an e-bike before, you don't know what you're looking at, and you're overwhelmed. And you think, this looks like a really nice e-bike. I'm going to buy this e-bike. Now, it comes with a 48 volt battery, 15 amp hour, which isn't really, it's standard for the e-bikes that are on the market now. That's the sort of standard level battery you're going to get. And they will tell you that you can get 40, 50, 60 miles of range out of that battery. But what they don't tell you is that person's probably 5'2" in height. You know, they probably weigh really slim, and it's all perfect conditions, nice flat ground, road tyres on it, and you're in level assist 1, and you're pedaling about, I don't know, 10 miles an hour. Then you can possibly get the range that the people say you're going to get out of these bikes. Nobody does that. You don't buy a bike, an e-bike, and put it in pedal assist 1 and ride at 10 miles an hour. What is the point of that? You might as well just get an acoustic bike and ride that. So, regarding the e-bikes, who's it good for and who's it not for? This is a question, especially with these type of bikes, where you can clearly see this bike is a little bit different from your standard bikes that are out there. So it's, oh, look at that, let me have one of these. Now, my height is 5'10" or 178 centimetres. 5'10" and 178 centimetres. So, if you are, you know, say you're 6'2", for example, and you think, will this bike be right for me because I'm 6'2"? Well, let's find out. 5'10". So get on the bike. This is sort of roughly how I would sit on it. And you think, yeah, that's a comfortable ride. That's quite nice. I adjusted the shocks, that's not too bouncy. And you think, that's a nice position, that. Well, I've added handlebars. You're not doing anything to the bike, you're keeping it stock. So, your bars, because it's, I think, 5 inch higher. So your hands be a little bit more down, like that. So you're going to start to get a bit of back pressure on your back, there, because you're leaning forward with the original bars. When I put these ones on, I'm nice, sitting up nice, and I'm tidy. Now, the bike does come with a twist throttle that you have to put on yourself. It also comes restricted in the UK to 15 miles an hour. Now, if you've bought this bike, you don't want to do no extras, no add-ons, no upgrades to it, and you want to keep it street legal. So that's 15 miles an hour. You're not going to put the throttle on, so that's pedal assist. You're only going to be pedaling the bike to get it up to 15 miles an hour to keep it street legal. I'm 5'10". I can sit on the bike comfortably. Now remember, I have put knobblies on, so I've raised it up maybe ½ inch, not a lot. But I'm on tiptoes. Yeah, I'm on tiptoes. Now, which is quite nice, it's still comfortable. If I needed to pedal this bike, in the most uptight position, the pedal would be in doing a rotation. My knees are right up in the air. Look at that. And that's constant on both sides, pedaling, pedaling, pedaling. You're going to get knee ache, you're going to damage your knees, your legs, your hips, your back. It is not meant to be ridden. Now, I've got the high-rise bars on, so yes, I could possibly do it with the high-rise. But if you go down to where the original bars would be down there, how are you going to ride this bike? How are you going to ride this bike? You're not going to do it. If I sit back in the seat, like so, yes, I could pedal, but I'm sitting right back on the seat. All my weight is on the back of the bike, which makes it really, really bouncy then, yeah? And you'll easily pop that wheel up. Remember, you're going to have the normal bars on it. So you're going to be like that. So you're going to be sitting right back, you'll be able to pedal, but look how awkward it is. It's just, there are bikes on the market that are not meant to be pedalled. Not meant to be pedalled. This is why this bike comes with a half twist throttle that you put on. There are bikes on the market now that are just not meant to be pedalled. If you look at the Jensen, there's an e-bike called Jensen. I can't remember what it is now, but it's Jensen. Really, really nice bike. Really nice bike. But it's still limited to whether you're going to sit on the bike and use the throttle, or you're going to try and pedal it. As I say, if you look to where the pedal is, to where the seat will be, you know, that one's only got a little solo seat on it. Your knees are still going to be coming up and up and up. So if you are a tall person, there are e-bikes out there where you can, like a mountain bike seat, that you can adjust the seat height to allow for your legs, and then you're going to have a more comfortable ride. Unfortunately, there are bikes like this and a few others on the market now that are really low. There's ones that are really low to the ground. This sort of style of bike, to pedal them, you can't. Now, if you do keep it at 15 miles an hour, this bike is heavy. I know I've put extra kit on and stuff, but even in stock form, the bike is heavy, really heavy. Now you're going to be going sort of, to try and save your battery consumption, you might be riding in level 3 at 10 miles an hour. If you know anything about bikes or have ridden bikes or heavy bikes, you know the slightly faster you go, the more easier it is to control the bike. When you've got a heavy bike and you're trying to go slow, it's really heavy to use that bike. It needs to go a little bit faster for you to be able to ride it properly, my opinion. Right? Mountain bikes are different. You can ride slow, I do on mine, the balance is there because they're really light. This is a really heavy bike. The batteries are always heavy, the wheels are heavy, the kit's heavy, the frame is tubular steel, it's heavy. It's a heavy bike. This is a dirt bike. No matter what way you look at it, this is a dirt bike. It wasn't meant to be rode on the street. I didn't build this bike to ride it on the street. I built this bike to do off-roading, which is what I do with this bike. It's perfect for what I built it for. I don't pedal on it. You sit on the pedals nice, where you can like use your legs as balance and do stuff like that. The high-rise bars are perfect for it. You know, I've built the bike that suits me for my riding style and what I'm doing with that bike. Just because you see it advertised and it looks all pretty and it's nice and cheap, you know, because just over £1,000, that is very cheap for an e-bike, especially one that looks like this. So you do think you're getting a bargain, where, you know, 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line, let's say for example, you like to go to the gym and work out. I wish I did, but I don't, right? You might have a 5-mile journey to that gym. You're going to go and do your workout, and then you might have a 15-mile journey to where you work. It might be all hills. You might be, you know, a taller person that will be able to sort of sit on the bike and hold the bike when it's stationary, but you won't be able to ride the bike. It would be uncomfortable. And if you're a heavier person, you will go through that 15 amp battery in no time at all. So again, who is this bike built for? Let's say, for example, you've got somebody 5'2" to maybe 5'7" in height, yeah? that if they sit on the bike, there's a possibility they might be able to pedal it because their legs are shorter. So they might be able to pedal it and enjoy it. But a 5'2" person who can sit on that bike and pedal it nice is not going to be able to stand at a set of traffic lights or in traffic to support the bike. They're just not going to be able to do it. They're going to be leaning it right over, sitting off the seat. It's a heavy bike. You know, it's just, with e-bikes, what you want is, you want to have a comfortable ride. You're spending a lot of money on your bikes, and then like people out there who are like modifying their bikes, bless you brothers, seriously man, honestly, I want to see them all. You know, you're modifying your bikes, you're making them heavier, you know, and if you can't control this bike, there's no point in you having it. Because you're going to damage yourself, damage your bike. If you have an accident, damage other people. It's just not worth it. You have to buy a bike for the purpose you want that bike for. If you're buying a bike and you just want to go from home to work, 5-mile commute, 10-mile commute, you want to leave the car at home, bit of exercise, buy that style of bike. Buy that style of bike. This is an off-road dirt bike. That's what I bought it for. That's what I use it for. Off-roading. If I want to ride out on the road, I've got my mountain bike, I've got my BMX, I've got that beach cruiser that I built. Different bikes for different occasions. I've said this before. The bike does look very look at me, scream at me. It's one of the reasons why I bought it. I don't know why. But it was built, I bought it to modify it. That was the whole point of this project from day one, was to modify it, to build myself a really nice off-road machine that's got the power there to get me up and down the trails. Just because a bike can go really, really fast doesn't mean you use it that way. You're going to damage everything. For me personally, it's not one of them channels where you'll see me like maxing it out down the road and doing stupid stuff on the road and filming it. Unfortunately, that ain't my channel. If that's the channel you're after, there are thousands out there on YouTube, alright? That's not my style, that's not my channel. You know, you'll see me riding about, I'm not doing stupid stuff. That's not the audience that I want, because I don't want to encourage that. The more people that do that give e-biking, especially in the UK, a bad name. And then it just puts pressure on people like me who genuinely love the passion of building something, taking it to a trails, knowing it's not going to break, knowing it's not going to snap, break down on me. I can go trail riding 2, 3, 4 hours at a time. Bikes never let me down. And it's just something, you know, inside goes, yeah, I built that. And now other people are like, ooh, look at me. And now I'm put in that category. We're put in that category. We're not like that. So if you do it, please just ride sensibly. Don't give us all a bad name, because we're not all like that. Yeah? So just be careful what bike you want, what's the purpose of it, what do you want to do with it. Especially if you're new, it is so daunting out there now. 4 years ago, completely different. 4 years down the line today, the bike choice is amazing, But you've got to ask, realistic worlds, they say I'm going to get 40 miles out of that battery. No, half that, because you're going to be riding the bike in probably level 3 or 4 or 5. You know, you're going to be carrying a rucksack with different things on or whatever. There's going to be extra weight. It'll be the wind factor. The batteries don't like it when it's really cold. They don't like it when it's really hot. They lose performance. There's a certain temperature. If you've got wind against you, that's going to take the battery power away, a 15 amp battery power. So if you do, I would recommend always taking your charger with you, especially if you're doing your commute to work. Take your charger with you. Then when you get to work, check your battery, leave it for a couple of hours for it to calm down and cool down. Never ever plug your battery in straight away when you get home from a ride. Don't do that. Leave it for at least an hour, let everything just calm down, cool down, and then charge it up again. And that's the same at work as well. You get to work at whatever time, you know, don't put it on charge until your first break or something like that. Let it all settle down. It's all to do with the maintenance of these machines. It's a learning curve for everyone, you know, but if you just follow the simple little bits of advice, your bike should last you a long time. A long time. So, back to this video and who's this bike for? 5'10", I can stand next to the bike. It looks the right height for me. You know, I've raised the handlebars. The bike looks suitable for me. But if I was like a lot shorter, maybe not, I don't know. You know, I can't pedal the bike because it's awkward, but a shorter person can pedal the bike, but they can't stand the bike up. Again, I think there's bikes on the market that are just not meant to be pedalled. That's why they come with a throttle. It's just a shame that, you know, these amazing looking bikes, and you can't actually appreciate them because after sort of a few miles, your body starts hurting. That's not the purpose of an electric bike. You want to sit on it, be comfortable, ride nice, and enjoy it. You know, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And you've decided to make that journey, life, spiritual, whatever, on an e-bike. When I do ride this, it is only throttle. And it's very comfortable and I'm very happy. So this is what I'm cruising on my journey in life in, people. You know, you've got to find a bike for yourself. I'm very fortunate, I've got different styles of bikes that I can pedal if I want to, because the positioning, the riding and everything's perfect, like my mountain bike. You know, if I wanted to pedal it, it's there for me to do it, because it's a fantastic riding experience. And that's what it's supposed to be, a fantastic riding experience. You know, if you can't find the bike that you like today, don't just buy one because you're there. There's always going to be other bikes, always. Do your research, people. Seriously, do your research, because in the long run, it's going to save you, you know, a lot of body pains. And then you might decide, you know what, I don't want to ride that bike anymore. You'll try and get your money back for it, but you're going to lose money on it if you try and sell it, because that's just the way it is in the e-bike game. That's just the way it is. So be very careful about what you buy and how you buy it and why you buy it and what you buy it for. I think that's pretty much this video, people. You know, you're going to get standard pedals on it. Yeah, okay. The 48 volt battery, 15 amp hour. Depends how many miles you're doing. If you're all up and down in hills like I am, wouldn't last me at all, to be honest with you. My body weight, my height, hills, wind, 15 amp hour battery, I'm going to go through it like nothing. You know, the handlebars are not going to be raised up. They're going to be just straight along. If you can live with that sort of slight bit of reach, then fantastic. You know, what else are you going to have? You know, the fenders that came with it, they done the job. You know, little back one down there, it done the job. It cut it, well, it's supposed to stop it going over up the shock, but you know, it's there. And that's because it's a dirt bike. And that, again, that's what I built it for. So, who's this bike for? Tall people, short people, large people, skinny people? You tell me, I don't know. This bike wasn't meant to be pedalled. Like many others out there, they're not meant to be pedalled. But then you're in that, if you don't pedal it, you're in trouble. So as a buyer, as a seller, and a buyer, you're in a catch-22, because you want the bike to be right for the client, but it's got to be practical for them to use it, not because they've seen it. It's like, wow, look at the gleaming red paint, I want one of them. If you're not doing upgrades to it, forget about it. because at least raise the handlebars, you know, change the pedals, get a bit more spiky ones in going on there. Bare minimum, and that's going to improve your riding quality. So, you know, it's what you want to do with a bike. I don't know what else to say, people. That's sort of my outtake on who these bikes are for. It's hard. It's like, as I say, if you want to keep it street legal, you will suffer in the long run. If you want to modify it like I have, and a lot of you have out there, and you've put throttles on, this, that and the other, they're great to ride, but they do come with consequences. And we're not doing anything wrong. We're just riding our bikes, enjoying our life. You know, bike life, people, bike life, that's what it's all about. We're a community of bike lifers. And that's it, hashtag bike life. So, you know, it's all about passing on the knowledge, what knowledge, tiny knowledge I've got. It's trying to help people out, maybe trying to advise as well. You know, if you want to send me messages, I answer everybody. So, and I'm more than happy to take time out to have a little chat with people just regarding any questions or queries or anything they've got about this bike, that bike, my bike, what they would advise. So people, who's the bike for? Ain't got a clue. You want to keep it stock? My opinion, if you're short, you can ride it, but you can't hold it. If you're tall, you can hold it, but you can't pedal it. What can I say? That's how it is, my opinion. But the way I ride it, the way I've built it, what I do with it, perfect. If you want a bike that you just want to go off-roading, hitting the trails, put it on the back of the Jeep or the back of the truck, or take the front wheel off, put it in the back of the car, go to some nice trails, you've got a nice bike, a bit of power behind you, you know, so when you're going up that hill, you're not going up a hill 40, 50 miles an hour, but you're going up there in a controlled environment, pushing your personal limits, knowing you've got the power to get up there. The bike's not going to break, and that's why I love this machine for what I do. You know, I do sort of in the woods riding, I do quarry riding, I do like steep hill quarry riding, loose gravel. The bike's perfect for it. Perfect, because it's got the power there to do the job that I built the bike for. So, again people, if you're going to buy this bike and you want to keep it stock, there are loads of other bikes out there. If you want to buy this bike and you want to upgrade it, have some fun with it, it's a dirt bike, use it in the dirt, perfect, perfect. So it's what you want to do with a bike, people. It's really that choice of what you want to do with it. Because there are multiple out there, and we will find one that suits you for your purpose, for your body weight, your height, your body weight, everything. There's always a solution. It's just being pointed in the right direction, and then see what way you want to go with it, and so on and so forth. You know, everyone goes on about electric cars in the future. Electric bikes are the future. The electric bike is the future. You're sitting in your nice electric car, yeah, I'm good for the environment. You're still stuck in traffic though. You're in your electric car, you're still in that queue of traffic. I'm on my electric bike, I've just got the air around me. I'm just like living life, I'm at the front of the lights. Electric bikes are the future. But don't ruin it for everybody else. Don't ruin it for everybody else. People, this is the video. I hope you very much enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.